And I would argue, well, let's start out there. And we say, yeah, they can know enough to look at this data and say, what's our priority, what's something we want to see change, but never alone, never alone. Then the superintendent, the whole leadership team gets engaged with the board, using the data to say this is what must change in our system. That's a whole new level of board leadership that this team might be ready to go to at some point, and if you ever want some help on that, maybe I could help you with that, because that's tricky. You really have to be comfortable with working with a leadership team and allowing that deep, rich engagement and disagreement for a while until you all get on the same page, with ultimately the board being able then to lead in that area, because you've looked at it, you've all agreed this is the area we want to see change. That's a whole nother level of goal setting, am I right, Earl? That's another level. And I wouldn't want you to go there without you really maybe getting some more training around how you would do that, with making sure everyone in the system and then even in the community understands what we're trying to do to change achievement.
But I think it's helpful to say again, these bar graphs are simple teaching points, and there's so much that feed into these things, from transiency to you name it. So you can't use these as a snapshot in time and make some definitive diagnosis.
Not just on that. We want you to know your trends. It'd be nice if you had multiple assessments, because what can happen to a student when they're taking a test? Lots of things. So one assessment isn't always the best, but it's still better than none.
Teaching.
They're teaching. You use your data like it says here. Set goals. Now, holding the system accountable then is the other level. And if you move past student achievement, move to fiscal management. Questions or concerns? How are you doing in fiscal management? In your function.
You ought to send us more money from the government.
It does say that over here. Where did it say? I thought I saw one here that says that it takes the leadership, point 1. It wasn't going to come from Montgomery. You got to ask. What it's saying here is you've got to ask, right? Point 1. Takes the lead in advocating and securing community support for additional financing. Hey, I'll do what I can to help you get money, but ultimately it's what we need it for that makes the difference. And if you want to reach more kids, that is ultimately your selling point. And you're doing that well already. You just renewed a
24 mil tax.
Your community supports you. Your community values education.
Yes.
Now, we need to work on the legislators. We need to elevate their beliefs about what's possible for kids in Alabama, because it's certainly unacceptable to me that Alabama isn't higher up. We are using too many excuses across the state, too many excuses for why we don't have higher achievement, why we're not ranking really high, because it's not about the kids, it is about resources, right? Beliefs, right? What are we willing to do? What are we willing to do? I mean, Hoover certainly has good support. We need to figure out how to get more support. Also, with that, accountability, so that we know what's going on. And so isn't fiscal management about that? Again, you rank pretty high. One member here is a little bit lower. Earl, do you have any questions? Just a different standard, correct?
Yeah, I think so, because I think you're doing a great job.
Great job.
Milk tax.
It's his curve. But, so his 3 is a 5 for the rest of you. This looks pretty good.
That's right.
All right. So, but you will let us know if there's something. Okay, leadership through policy development. Leadership through policy. Let's look at that one.
We have a brand new policy manual.
And it shows up in your data, and you've updated it, you all feel very confident in your policies. That's what I see as I read across the results here. Even allowing the public to input into that. Periodic review might be the next level of making sure that you keep it up to date.
By the way, thanks to you guys for making available the resources and the plan and the process to get it done, because it was an outstanding process and to me an outstanding result.
I'm so glad to hear that. You?
Can't imagine it on our own.
I know.
The process of updating the manual was great for so many reasons, one of which is it really gave many board members their first true understanding of what some of those policies were even about, what they really meant, what their purposes were, and that they even existed. Because when you get to the point of the school board and you start looking around, what all do I need to read and understand in order to be able to do this job? That's one of the things, but it used to be in a binder about that thick. And when you went through it and read it, it didn't necessarily leave you with much comprehension about what you've just gone through. What is this all about? But the process we went through was very good for board members.
Well,
Would be for you.
because how do you give direction? It would be great for you, and I always come, when I get those calls from board members around the state complaining about their staffing issues or any operational issue, I just say, what is your policy on that? That is what you gotta go back to. You do not do day-to-day operations, and you won't have to, right, AW, if you have good policies and procedures that say we want safe schools. That's what you gotta say. We want staff, highly qualified staff. We want a fair, diverse, process. All of those things are done in policy, so it's great that you're there, so we don't have to spend a lot of time on that. But making sure, AW brings up a good point, but if there's ever turnover on your board, get that policy manual, make sure you walk that new board member through that so they understand that. So, and also you gotta help the public understand your role in setting the policies. And, okay. Vision, goal setting, and planning. An area we saw huge growth in for this board compared to 2 years ago, am I right? But as you look through this, there's again a couple of areas. Using data, you all would like to be a little, again, how high do you want to be on this one? 5. Because this is how you change the system. This is it. This is the board's role here. Policy you're good on, right? Vision and goal setting. What are your expectations for your students? Are you clear about what those are? And is that reflected in the goals that you've set? There's also things to think about in terms of the goals. If you set a goal, and your goal is 95%, you're leaving 5% out. So is that a good way to set a goal? Probably not. Probably the board wants to say, we want all kids to achieve. We want to see improvement across the system in that area. That might send a better message, but you can set some targets because you know you want to be a little bit realistic in what's possible maybe this year. At least you're not setting too low of an expectation, and you might argue 95% is not high enough with your superintendent. You need to raise the bar, and then the superintendent says, well, then here's what we're going to need to do, right? Because you can't just expect things to change without providing support and resources. So vision and planning was an area where, getting clearer about your goals, creating the conditions, and that's why I gave you that green, not just any conditions. Does your staff feel supported? Do they know what the initiatives are and which kids they want to reach? All of these things, are there connections across the system? Does everyone know what the goals are? We do surveys on that. And you can ask Dr. Davis there in Madison County recently. He's got a beautiful grid like yours, the triangle thing. 3 points, he's worked very hard on that. And met with everyone to develop, had a great process developing. We asked the teachers in the system, what are the improvement goals, right? And how many? 600 responses back. And you want to take a guess how many could list all 3 goals?
50%?
It was painful. It wasn't, it was less than 10%. And even that was a stretch. Now, a lot of them listed their building goals, but in terms of are we communicating that across the system, he has work to do on making sure that everyone understands, and perhaps, thinking through what is a district-wide goal. And we're doing that because we're testing a theory that if the board sets a focus area and sets very high expectations on the system that reaches from the board level into every classroom, we expect to see student achievement change. That's what we're testing. So there's a whole lot going on behind
You
that.
would go to our high school principals and they would know that college readiness in math and science is
I wouldn't be surprised here that if we did a survey, we'd find that out. Maybe we could arrange for that if you want to.
Just don't ask them to articulate.
Earl, what was your problem on the last one there?
This one, number 1,
Sets goals that encourage public participation in the school system.
that one, yeah.
I'm talking about the last one, that one. Sets goals which encourage positive participation. You don't think we're doing that?
How are we doing?
You don't think we're doing that? Obviously you don't.
How are we doing? Tell me how, normally when I put a 2 down here or 1, I'm thinking, I don't understand how we're doing that. So maybe it's just me.
How are you doing that?